Hey everybody, Graham and Kelly here, coming to you from home because we are at our stay-at-home order, and we figured we would still reach out anyway. Not our typical video. We're talking about what it's like being home at our place and how we're getting through all of this stuff, because it's kind of a change in pace for most people. So
cheers to that.
Cheers to that. So anyway, we figured we would we'd make a video and kind of tell you what we're doing to kind of get us through this and keep us focused and moving forward and all that stuff in the midst of everything around us. So do you want to start this or do you want me to start it?
Yeah, we were talking about kind of how to keep in touch with everybody, and we thought, well, we've got so much time now, and video is one of our favorite ways to kind of reach out and say hello. And we thought, okay, fine. What are we going to do a video about that actually anybody would care to watch? Because I've seen a lot of stuff on my social media that's just, it's not going to happen. I see lots of 30-day organizational challenges. Those are not taking place in our house right now. Mm-mm. I see live your best life, get into the best shape ever. Also not happening.
It is for me. This is a curl, right? One?
Oh, no. The coffee curl.
The coffee curl.
The truth is, we, like a whole lot of people, are just trying to kind of figure out how to get through this and how to stay positive and how to stay healthy and how to stay sane and how to stay married. And
I like being married.
And so we came up with a couple of things that we've been doing that have helped us. If they are helpful for you, I hope that that's the case. We are not anybody who's telling anybody who and what and how they should be doing this, but these are just some of the things in the last 10 days or so that we found that were helpful for us. So I will start. Number one, making the bed. I have found that making the bed is a game changer for me. And I know that sounds silly, but there is something about cleaning up the bedroom when we get up in the morning, and it sets the tone for the rest of the day. So the first couple days it was like, who cares? But I can tell you that making the bed for me just sets the tone for the day, and it's really been helpful.
For me, you might find this shocking, it's communication. So things are kind of overwhelming. They shut the schools down. I don't know if you guys were affected by that or not, but we were. So we now have a kindergartner at home in the midst of all this stuff. And sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming for me. And the first couple of days, I was not great at letting anybody know that. And you can probably attest to that. So I found I was irritable, I was stressed out, and that was kind of coming out. And day 3 of this thing, I'm sitting there going, okay, I need to do a better job at communicating this. So I was really open with Kelly and said, hey, look, I need a few minutes.
Yeah.
I need a break. And then what I would do is I would take that break. I'd go out in the backyard, and I like to play guitar on my free time. I'd take my guitar with me, and I'd jam for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and I'd come back in, and I was like a new person. And so that kind of became like a daily thing. Hey, it's getting kind of nuts. I just need a few minutes to myself to just kind of recharge, recenter, whatever, and then I'm coming back into it not as stressed and overwhelmed as I was 5 minutes ago. And 5 minutes I know sounds like it's not a whole lot, but for me it's all I need. It's pretty incredible change there. So
yeah,
that's number one for me.
Definitely open lines of communications. There's a lot more people in your house, I'm assuming, than there usually are. So especially among the adults, staying on the same page, I think that's been really helpful for both of us. Mm-hmm. Okay, next on my list is using a day planner, which I know sounds ridiculous. My days are looking different right now. They are not as, actually, it's not true that they're not as full. They're just not full of the same things that they used to be full of. So it used to be meetings with clients and sales meetings in our office and meeting with our marketing team, and all of that is happening in a very different way. We've also got the added joy of homeschooling our son. Joy, right?
I'm an awesome kindergarten teacher.
We're terrible kindergarten teachers. But it has been really helpful to me to put things down in a planner. And the planner today looked like do the Zoom video with his kindergarten class, have a one-on-one video meeting with his teacher, make this video, start prepping dinner. Just all of the things, get up and make the bed, all of the things that to me right now matter. Those are going into a day planner, and it could be in your phone, it could be on just a scratch piece of paper. But I found that having that something in front of me makes me feel like I'm not just kind of bumbling through the day. There are things that are happening that were intentional. And for me, as someone who's absolutely addicted to to-do lists and checking things off, that's been really helpful.
Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time reaching out to family, you know, calling my family, calling my friends, calling my clients, current clients and past clients, and just checking in and saying hello. And I find that it makes the day seem a little bit more normal for me, because like it's normally what I'm doing is I'm on the phone, but I'm talking to people who I haven't talked to in a couple of weeks, or some of them, I hate to admit it, a couple of months. And I'm reaching out to these guys, and they're all at home, so I know I'm going to catch them. And if they're not answering the phone, I can text them, and I get the text messages right back. But I'm checking in and making sure they're okay. And it makes me feel really good to be able to do that. It makes me feel even better when they're happy to hear from me and go, "Oh my God, thank you so much for calling. You know, I haven't heard from you for 6 months. Sorry, Dad." You know? But yes, no, I'm fine, and it's a cool thing to do. Helps the day go by a little bit easier for me, and I think for them it's kind of neat because there's another familiar voice on the other end of the phone. At least that's what they're saying. Say, hey, you know, thank you so much for thinking about me. Thank you so much for reaching out, you know, in the midst of all this stuff. Like, I know you got the kid at home, and you know you're working on all this other stuff, but you took that time, and I don't know, it feels good. It helps me get through it. So
totally. Yeah. All right, I have number 3 for me is meal planning. So this is going out to all the parents. I don't know what your children are doing, but our son has decided there is breakfast, there's lunch, there's dinner, and then there's the 47 snacks that go on in between. And because we knew we'd be in the house for a little while, we kind of stocked up on some shelf-stable foods. There are just more snacks. There are more snacks in the house. There are more snacks being eaten. There are more snacks in the cupboard. And because he's doing so many things on his own, he's kind of emboldened so that he just kind of walks into the kitchen and cavalierly opens the cabinet doors, and out he walks with so many Teddy Grahams.
He chugged 3 juice boxes yesterday.
He did. He drank 3 juice boxes. He comes running in with these juice box carcasses just like lined up going, look what I did. And he drank them all.
It's like the kindergarten version of college.
So for me, meal planning has been a big deal, especially because anyone who's been to the grocery store in the past couple of weeks really knows that planning for meals is kind of like putting a puzzle together where someone has stolen half of your puzzle pieces. It's a lot. It's more challenging than it usually is. There's a lot of things they don't have. There's a lot of things that they don't have, the things that I would normally buy. They have different versions of it. So it's always kind of a guessing game as to what's going to be there, what's going to be available. So meal planning, what we're going to be eating throughout the day, what the snacks are going to be throughout the day, when those are going to be consumed. All of that has been really helpful for us because we didn't want to just sit around and take all of this time to eat a ton of unhealthy food that doesn't make us feel good. We didn't want our son to be eating all day that's not good for him. So planning out, it gives me kind of a little bit of a feeling of control in this very uncontrollable situation, and that's been really helpful for me.
Going back to the taking a break, when I noticed that my son's overwhelmed, you know, because he's sitting at a desk doing schoolwork that they've sent home, which is great, but I mean, it's not his normal setting either, and he kind of goes a little nuts. Yeah. I'll take some time out and I'll spend time with him, just he and I. So like the other day we put up a tent, right? I showed him how to put up a tent in the backyard, which, I mean, that takes 20 minutes, right? But for him, we're building a fortress, right? And because normally when we go camping a lot, and we go to the campground, he's out running around through the trees and all this other stuff, and we're doing this stuff, and he gets back and the tent's just done. But we put that up together. And, you know, he's sitting there and he helped me lay out all the tent stakes and all the poles and, you know, lay out the tent and set it up properly in the yard. And then it was really cool because he's been doing these conference calls with his class every morning. And he was telling them about it. And they said, you know, tell me one thing that you did that was, you know, amazing this week. And he goes, I set up a tent with my dad. And I'm sitting there going, that's awesome, because I could hear that from the next room. And that's something that he's going to remember that's positive right now. So, you know, we're doing that kind of stuff. We're playing soldiers, you know, we're setting up fortresses for his pirates and things like that. It's a good time, and it's a little bit of a mental break from the schoolwork. It's a little bit of a disrupt from everything else that he's hearing and seeing on TV. So and actually it keeps the TV off, which is awesome. So
oh my,
that's been a game changer for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'm going to add in number 4 for me is exercise. And that's not been easy to do. You know, Graham and I both, we go to the gym. We have studio classes that we attend. The studio's closed, the gyms are closed, the beaches are closed, the parks are closed, the trails are closed. Exercise is not an easy thing to get in, but what I have found for us is it's been an absolute game changer when we do it. So I have a stationary bike at home. I ride that in the evenings, but we also we go for a walk through the neighborhood, the 3 of us and the dog. We get to get out and get some fresh air, which is amazing. We get to spend some time together. We get to wave at our neighbors from across the street. I can totally tell the days that we all get out and we get a little bit of exercise and fresh air versus the days that we don't. And it's been an absolute necessity every day once we realized that the impact that it had.
Yeah. I'm really guilty of not getting enough sleep normally. I think that's compounded.
You?
Okay, okay. For those of you that don't know, I'm a total night owl. I'm up until like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
He's a vampire.
It's just
what he said.
Yeah, and I get like no sleep. But I've always been like that, and it's just kind of how it is. But right now, it's so compounded because I have like this. I don't know. I'll have 3 cups of coffee in the morning because, you know, why not? And then I'll have coffee again in the afternoon. And so my normal bedtime.
Don't judge the afternoon coffee.
I'm not. I'm right there, right there with you. I'm just, instead of having 1 at 3 o'clock, I'm having 2 at 3 o'clock. And I'm already at 3 o'clock. You know, 3 of them.
Mama needs her 3 p.m. coffee.
Yeah, she does, and so do I. So, but anyway, so you know, bedtime comes, and I have all this energy, and like, well, what can I do? So I stay up like even later than I normally do, and then what happens is the cycle in the morning. My son doesn't wake up any later. You know, he's up at like 5:30, right? And he's used to me being up. And he's just like, hey, Dad, you know, what's going on? I'm sitting there going, okay, I need a break. And then the coffee cycle starts over, and then the evening is like long and quiet. And it's like, we can get a bunch of stuff done. So what I've been doing recently is just saying, okay, at 10 o'clock, I'm going to start getting ready for bed.
Yeah.
And then I'm in bed at, you know, what most people would call a reasonable hour. For me, it's like going to bed in the afternoon. But I wake up in the morning and I don't need as much coffee. And then I get into in the afternoon, it's like, okay, maybe I'll have 1 as opposed to 2 cups. And then I kind of break that coffee cycle. So I'm not having like 6 cups of coffee during the day. I'm having 3, and it's better on everybody and probably better on my system. So I'm using this as an opportunity to really get into like regular sleep habits. I think it's beneficial. So I'll let you know how it goes. So,
I think that's good.
I think it's good, you know, but we're being open, and we're talking about I'm a total insomniac. That's the way it is.
Oh my gosh, we are not striving for perfection at all in this house at this moment in our lives.
No, what I could tell you though is like, I know, shocking, right? If you get a bunch of sleep, you wake up and you're not so tired. It's kind of amazing thing. So I know, maybe it'll stick.
We'll see.
Yeah. So
those are. I hate to say like those are our tips because that just feels very like Instagram influencer.
No, that's what's working for us.
That's what's working for us. Whatever you are doing that's working for you, we applaud you for it. This is not an easy time. There isn't a single person that is living the way they normally live, especially those of our friends that are self-employed like we are. They're being hit really hard. All of the parents are being hit really hard. Anyone whose job's been displaced because of that. I mean, there's just so many people that this has turned their lives on their head, and all we are trying to do is say these are the things that have helped us. And so I hope that some of them are helpful for you if you have something that we didn't talk about, let's make this a community.
Yeah, what's working for you guys? Let's share that.
Yeah, so if you can comment or send it to us or put it on the post, just say, these are the things that I'm doing that's working for me. How are you staying sane through this? Because it's not an easy thing to do right now. So we are planning to do more of these videos because we have so much time now. So if you have anything that you want us to talk about, it is not, I'm telling you right now, these are not sales, what's going on with the real estate market kind of videos. Though if you are curious, the market is going bananas right now. But we're not going to talk about that. This is just human to human. So reach out, say hello, let us know if you liked it. Don't tell me if you hated it because I don't want to know. And we will talk to you soon. All right?
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Good. I am so distracted by Dan running by in basically women's underwear.
That's kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
Hey, nice dolphin shorts, Dan. Should I yell that?